So we're to graph the equation with a table using the listed values of x. State whether the line has a positive or negative slope. And our equation is x plus y equals -2. Okay, whenever you get an equation like this, it's not just points that you're graphing. The points all together that work in that equation make a graph. And in this case, it's going to be a line. So we need to get enough points, enough ordered pairs, to know which direction this line is going. Okay, so usually 3 is enough that we can tell what's happening there. If you're having to do a table on your own, you get to pick your x values. It really doesn't matter. They've already picked some for us, and it's fine because they've picked some nice easy ones, 0, 1, and 2. So since we get a pick, we might as well do something that's easy to use in our equation here. So what it means is we need to take whatever x value they give us. So we'll start with 0, and we'll put it into this equation. So this says 0 plus y equals -2. Okay, well 0 plus y is just y. So our y value has to be -2 when x is 0. And that means I get over here an ordered pair, 0, -2, which is a point that we can graph. So we'll go ahead and go over here. Remember, we have the x-axis and the y-axis. So 0, -2, we don't go left or right. We just go down 2 places. Okay, then we go and get our next one. So x is 1. We plug that in up here. 1 plus y equals -2. And then if I'm trying to solve this for y, we can subtract 1 on both sides with our equation. So y equals -3. And so that gives me the point 1, -3. We'll go ahead and graph that. X is 1, so we go right 1. Y is -3, so we need to go down 3 places. There's our second point. And third one here, 2. Plug that in. 2 plus y equals -2. Subtract 2 on both sides, so y equals -4. And so my points are 2, -4 there. So if I start at the origin, I go over 2 places, and then I go down 4. Okay, and so with those 3 points, it gives me enough to draw this line because I know what direction it's going now. So we just connect them, like when you did connect the dot puzzles when you were little. Draw a nice straight line through there. Okay, now we put arrows on the end because that line actually keeps going. Because remember, this equation is any x and y value that when you add them you get -2. There's a lot of others on here. And so we could find another point from the graph. This one, for example, is 6, -8. We add those together, you also get -2. So every point on that line fits for this equation, meaning it's a solution because it makes it true. Now, it also asks us to find the slope, to say whether it was positive or negative. What they're talking about is which direction this line is going. And so when you're reading a graph, you always read them going left to right. Okay? So as your graph goes to the right, we want to see what is the graph doing. And so the graph is going down. And it really doesn't matter where you start from or how far you go. If you go to the right, your graph has to go down. Okay, and so anytime that happens, that is a negative slope. Okay, just remember to read left to right when you're doing that.